It's a beautiful morning out here, and I am feeling so incredibly grateful. Life is definitely good. You know, it's real easy for me to fall back into my old ways if I'm not careful. And I know everybody deals with that. I found myself in the last couple of days looking at this big picture of my life of, what am I doing with my life? And, where am I headed? And basically, what do I want to be when I grow up? The problem is, I don't think I'll ever completely grow up. I'm just gonna be. Pretty, isn't it? Oh, goodness. How could I possibly find anything to complain about in life? I've got it so good. And the funny thing is, sometimes I forget that. I really don't understand how I forget that. I start, instead of staying grateful and seeing all the many blessings that I have in my life, I start focusing on, those little areas in my life that aren't exactly the way I think they should be. And, I know I'm not the only one that does that. Oh, let me share something with you guys. Because this is something that happens here in Florida quite often. See those tracks? Those are turtle tracks. The female turtle has come in off of the ocean, and she has one track is leading out here where she's laid her eggs, and the other track is coming back out to the ocean. Isn't that cool? Maybe I can get some footage of either mama or babies in the future. You guys can see that. But see, that's just another one of those things that I have to be grateful for. I mean, how many people are out there that have never even seen anything like that? And I see it annually. I grew up around here, and I've seen that kind of thing happen. And I know that each and every one of you, wherever you are, you've seen things I've never seen or heard of. The point is that we all have things to be grateful for, depending upon what we focus on. There's a lot of shells out here today. I'm trying not to look down too much. It's hard to... Oh, gosh. Life can have its ups and downs, but I don't have to allow it to bring me down. My focus is very important. What I focus on tends to get bigger. If I focus on the negative, it gets bigger. If I focus on the positive, wow, it gets bigger too. So that's awesome. That is a much better way of living for me, to focus on the positive, to focus on those things that I have to be grateful for. And I'm going to turn this thing around and let you see this sun coming up. So yeah, when I focus on all the blessings that I have in my life, I feel so much better about my life. It's kind of like the difference between Tigger and Eeyore. Eeyore is always, woe's me and that sort of thing. And don't think I've never been there before, because I have. I know what it feels like to be Eeyore. But I prefer to be Tigger, where everything is woohoo, That's the life I prefer. But it requires me to shift my focus. My focus should be on those positive things in my life. And that keeps me smiling. That keeps me happy with the life that God has given me. Sometimes I try to put myself in God's place. If I had the power to give you life, and I gave you life, and put you on this beautiful earth, only to hear you complain and whine about it. So many people out there that have it worse off than I do, and worse off than you do. Concentrating on those things in my life that I have to be grateful for. I'm telling you, man, gratitude is one of the best tools that you can possibly use. It does so much. It's very powerful. It's a very strong tool that can change your life. And the funny thing is it doesn't actually change your life at all. The only thing it does, it changes the way you view it. It changes the way you see your life. And in actuality, that's what recovery has done for me as well. It's changed the way I view the world around me. I can remember coming to down here on the beach before. Been out all night partying, and I come to on the beach with a completely different attitude than I have today. The attitude then was, there's sand, and the sun is up, it's hot now, and I'm hungover, and thank God I'm not there anymore. I get to come down here and enjoy what God has given me. I encourage everyone to just take a moment, just a few moments, to think about all the many ways that you're blessed. See, this morning that sun feels good to me. It feels really good. But if I was coming to and I had fallen asleep or passed out down here in the sand, I'd wake up pretty cranky. This is just a much better way to live. Like I said before, there are things in my life that aren't exactly the way I would like to see them. Sometimes I get lonely or whatever, and I start thinking, my life sucks, and I think we all go through that. But I don't have to live there. Not at all. Especially when I look around and I see all the things that I have to be grateful for. I have a roof over my head. I have friends and family that love me and care about me, and that I love and care about. I have pretty decent health for as old as I am, and I have this going for me. Every morning I can come to the beach or down by the river or whatever, and I'll have to do a video down by the river so you guys can see what that looks like too. There's some things about me that I haven't shared on these videos, and I'm thinking maybe I should, Sometimes in recovery, it's not just about getting sober. It's about living sober. You know, in the past, I had no clue. I didn't know what it meant to live sober. How do you do that? I know how to live and drink, if you call that living. But I didn't know how to live sober. And it's taken some time, but I have learned how to live sober. And so, I'm trying to maybe touch on sharing that with you guys. When I was first even thinking about getting sober, there was a part of me that felt like, well, then my life is over. If I can't drink, life's really going to suck. And I seriously thought that. And I know for a fact I'm not the only person that's ever thought that. What I thought was the end turns out to be the beginning of a life that I never ever dreamed would be possible. I love life the way it is today. I don't have to change anything. It's all part of God's plan. And God's plan is so much better than mine. My father used to say there's two plans in life. There's my plan and there's God's plan. And my plan sucks. A lot of truth in that. My plan has always sucked. And you got to work really, really hard to make things happen when your plan sucks. The main thing about the plan today is focus. Focus on gratitude. Focus on enjoying life just the way it is. It doesn't have to be the way I think it should be. Wouldn't that be boring if it was always the way you think it should be? And being that I'm not very good at managing my life, that's putting me in charge again. That's not good. We got to have those tough times as well. Staying grateful through those tough times. Another one that I've heard that I like is, in the meantime, it's just a mean time. Suck it up, buttercup. Get through those tough times. Try to focus on God and try to focus on the gratitude that you have in your heart. Build on that gratitude. It'll give you an attitude that makes life so much more worth living. So between now and the next time I see you guys, stay happy, stay grateful, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time.